Hey guys, I'm Jordan Sullivan with Triple Crown MMA and Forge Fitness. I got a story for you this week. My 4-year-old daughter did a 90-minute judo class last Saturday, and I'm pretty pumped about that. But that wasn't the first class she's done. She's been doing jiu-jitsu for about 6 months now. And at first, it was kind of like pulling teeth. She didn't want to go sometimes, and sometimes she would want to go, and sometimes she would cry before. And it got to the point now, recently in the last couple of weeks, to where she keeps asking about jiu-jitsu class, wanting to go to the jiu-jitsu class. And, she comes in the gym and gets her gi on right away. Even if there's not class for the kids that day, she wants to put her gi on and start doing jiu-jitsu drills and wants me to teach her stuff, come in here and teach her jiu-jitsu class. So it took, that couple months to for her to realize that, jiu-jitsu class, you feel better after it, and she keeps learning new things and making friends while she's doing it. And that makes me really excited now when I bring them in the gym. She's constantly asking me about, teaching her jiu-jitsu stuff, or she wants to come and do some jiu-jitsu. But what happened this Saturday was I came into the judo class for myself, and we got here about 9:30. She goes and gets her gi on real quick and is on the mat, doing her duck walks, doing her shrimp crawls, doing her forward rolls, and wants to do a jiu-jitsu class. And I told her judo class is about to start, and we can't. And, she's gonna have to. Her and her sister are gonna have to go in her toy room and watch cartoons or go play. And she asked me what judo was, so I told her. And then she asked me if she could do judo class with me, and I said. I thought about it for a second and thought, no, probably not. And then I thought a little bit longer, and I was like, you know what, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. So we did. And the first part of judo class was the warm-up, okay? And the warm-up, it was handstand walks, it was forward rolls, it was break falls, it was backwards rolls, it was cartwheels, it was shrimp crawls. Just a bunch of basic warm-up stuff you'll see, in judo or jiu-jitsu or wrestling, anything like that. So this is her first judo class. I didn't expect a lot from her. I just expected her to try and do her best. So when it came to handstand walks, I would do my handstand walks. I'd do a couple steps, and then I'd roll and break fall, and she'd see that. So then I'd grab her feet and get her upside down so she's walking on her hands, and then throw her kind of over so she would roll and break fall. So she would learn, through this process of the warm-up, get better and better and better over time. Even with her backwards rolls, I would help her do her backwards rolls because that's what she has trouble with. Cartwheels she can't do yet, so she would see me do a cartwheel, then I would help her do a cartwheel. She would see me do a cartwheel, and then I would help her do a cartwheel. And we got done with these warm-up drills, and she was tired, and I was, out of breath, and we're sitting on the side getting a drink of water, and then we gathered around to pay attention to what the instructor was teaching that day. He taught his technique, and then we went to go drill it. All right, so I'm trying to teach her, go over things with her while we're, drilling this technique, her grips, her footwork, and, what she needs to do with her body to get me or somebody to go over. So when she applied everything correctly, then I would do a forward roll and do my break fall, and she would see, when she applied everything correctly, she took her steps, she came in, she used her hips, she pulled down, did everything she needed to do for the throw. Then Dad would end up going, head over heels and doing a great break fall. And, she just started seeing the satisfaction in it and started doing it, correctly and quickly. It started to speed up a little bit and then a little bit more and a little bit more. And she was pulling down and, she was doing these things, correctly, but then I was, rolling forward because, obviously I'm working with her to, learn judo during this class and to not make her not want to do it again. I want her to do it again. So then it was my turn to throw her. So she asked me if it was going to hurt, and I said no. We just got to practice your break falls and get your break falls down. And I said, as long as you do that, you will be all right. So I started throwing her. I started doing these modified throws or foot sweeps, and then she would break fall and keep her chin tucked and do everything properly. If not, I was making sure that she was. And after a while, we were giggling about everything. So she would throw me and tickle me, and then I'd throw her and tickle her. So we were having a good time doing this judo class together. You know, I was very impressed, and, you know, she was paying attention to, you know, what we were doing, if it was a throw or if it was a footwork and a foot sweep. She was doing a really good job. And close to the end of class has come to an end, and so we did a little 6-minute circuit training for judo class. The first minute was push-ups, the second was sit-ups, the third minute was leg raises, the next minute was jumping over your partner, side-to-side jumps. The last minute was in and out drills, footwork drills, and then the last minute was throws. So we did all of this, or I did it first, and she was encouraging me the whole time. Come on, Dad, you're doing great. Keep it up, Dad. The whole time she was being encouraging. So once it was all done, she saw me, you know, I was tired and out of breath, and now it was her turn to go. So I, you know, was encouraging to her. Of course, she couldn't do push-ups for a minute straight. I didn't expect her to, but I expected her to do a couple in that minute, and to, you know, try or rest and get back up and keep going. So she did, and she didn't let me down. She did her sit-ups. I assisted her, and she kept trying, and I was encouraging her the whole time. She did her hop-overs, and you know, I kept encouraging her the whole time. She did her leg raises, which I was really surprised. She grabbed my ankles, and she was bringing her legs up. I was throwing them back down. She was bringing them up. I was throwing them back down. So she worked really hard this first 4 minutes, and now we got our footwork drills. So she got in, she was doing her footwork drills, did great for that minute, and then it was her throws. And she got about 10 good throws off in that 1 minute, and she was exhausted, and I was tired, and everybody else was tired at the end of the 6 minutes. So everybody got their water and took a breather, and we brought it in for the end of class. So what I'm trying to say is, if a 4-year-old can come in here and do a class and, you know, want to come back and do another class, anybody can. It doesn't matter, you know, your age or your reason, you know, why you're coming in. You know, as long as you come in and you try and you do your best, that's all we can ask for. As instructors, you know, when we see you properly hit a technique, that's what, you know, we like to see. And if you have to take, you know, 5 or 6 breaks during a class, that's fine. You'll get to a point where, you know, you feel better at it and you're able to go longer, and you constantly improve. So for all the kids, okay, kids classes, we have adult classes, we have, you know, women-friendly classes. So just know that anybody is capable of it, and I'm not expecting athletes to keep walking through the door. You don't have to have any experience. Just come in, do your best, and I'll be satisfied, and so are your coaches. Thanks for listening.